Every player has a story. Some are built on hard work, others on pure talent, and the best on a mix of both. On this channel, we don't just watch basketball, we tell those stories. The clutch moments, the rivalries, the hidden skills that separate stars from legends. If you want to go beyond the box score and see the game the way players and coaches see it, you're in the right place. This is Basketball Extreme. Every NBA rumor explained, a closer look. The NBA never stops talking, and neither do the rumors. One phone call, one superstar move, the whole league flips overnight. From LeBron James' Warriors trade talks to Giannis hinting at the Knicks and Lillard's shocking exit from Portland.
I think people started to expect me to be perfect in a way, and I didn't think I didn't play well. You know, I had a lot of games where I would have 25 and 30 points, and, you know, where's Dame? And, you know, people wanted to kick me down when I wasn't, you know, so superior all of a sudden. And
we're taking a closer look, and we're breaking down every NBA rumor you need to know. LeBron James, the Warriors are calling. Nobody thought we'd see this headline, but in 2024-2025, it happened. The Golden State Warriors reportedly called the Lakers multiple times about a potential trade for LeBron James. CBS Sports confirmed the talks were real. This wasn't some wild Twitter theory. Imagine it.
We got warm up first. Get loose. Legs feel like Jello. Hey, oh, I ain't been this close to this ever. I did. How you doing? Good. I got ball. How you doing? Good.
Superhero last game. He really cared. Corner three. Ready. Welcome to Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors in Boston to take on the Celtics. Midcourt finds Thompson curling. Curry right side, splitting traffic. Waiting, dribbling out the floater. It's up and good. The patience of a toot.
LeBron James and Stephen Curry on the same team. Two basketball icons, 4 MVPs, and a combined 6 championships playing side by side. The internet went insane just thinking about it. Warriors fans started dreaming of another dynasty, while Lakers fans panicked, picturing the end of an era in Los Angeles. But here's the twist. Nothing happened. The Lakers held firm, refusing to entertain the idea of trading their franchise cornerstone, and LeBron, he stayed silent, letting the speculations fuel endless debates on sports shows and social media. Still, this rumor mattered. It reminded everyone how fragile loyalty is in today's NBA. One phone call, one front office meeting, and your team's future can change overnight. If this deal ever goes through, it wouldn't just alter the Western Conference, it would break the league. Giannis Antetokounmpo to New York Knicks. On July 10, 2025, Giannis Antetokounmpo went live on stream, laughing with fans, answering questions like always. Then someone asked the one question Bucks fans were terrified of.
A lot of people tried to convince me to go and play there and stuff.
Oh, no. So you staying in Milwaukee?
Probably. We'll see.
Are you staying in Milwaukee? Giannis paused, smiled, and said 2 words nobody expected. Still deciding. That's it. 2 simple words, and the internet exploded. Within minutes, Knicks fans flooded social media, already photoshopping Giannis in orange and blue. New York media ran with it, and insiders confirmed what fans had been whispering for months. The Knicks are keeping a close eye on Giannis' situation. Why the panic? Because Giannis isn't just a star, he's the franchise. 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, and the 2021 NBA Finals MVP. Losing him would dismantle Milwaukee's championship window instantly. And yet, Giannis never clarified. He didn't say he wanted out. He didn't promise he was staying. He just left the door cracked open. Rumors started flying. Would he force a trade to Madison Square Garden? Could he join Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns to create a new super team in New York? Or was this just leverage to push the Bucks into more aggressive moves? Damian Lillard from Rip City to Cream City. For over a decade, Damian Lillard was Portland. He was loyalty. He was Rip City's heart, its voice, its identity. So, When news broke on July 1st, 2023, that Dame had officially requested a trade, the entire NBA stopped. This wasn't just a move, it was the end of an era. At first, it looked like Miami was the destination. That's where Dame wanted to go. Jimmy Butler recruiting him. Heat fans dreaming of parades. The rumors dominated headlines for months. Everyone thought it was a done deal. And then it happened. September 27, 2023. But not to Miami, not even close. Dame time was headed to Milwaukee. The Bucks stunned everyone, flipping Drew Holiday, draft picks, and assets in a 3-team blockbuster that instantly reshaped the Eastern Conference. Pairing Dame with Giannis Antetokounmpo wasn't just a trade, it was a declaration of war on the league. Portland fans were crushed, Heat fans were furious, and Bucks fans, they couldn't believe it. Suddenly, Milwaukee had the most dangerous pick-and-roll duo in basketball. 2 superstars, 1 mission: get another ring. For Dame, this was about chasing a championship. For Portland, it was about starting over. And for the rest of the NBA, it was a wake-up call. Lillard spent 11 seasons carrying Portland on his back, but now he finally had help. 1 trade, 1 shocking twist, and just like that, Dame time moved to the Midwest. James Harden called the GM a liar.
Leader, the Beard, having an incredible season, averaging 28.
By August 2023, the James Harden saga had turned into a full-blown soap opera. Harden, now with the Philadelphia 76ers, stunned the entire league when he grabbed a mic during a basketball camp in China and publicly called his GM, Daryl Morey, a liar.
Daryl Morey is a liar. He promised me if I took less money, I'd get a max. But he didn't give me a max. So hurry up, get me traded. Before next season, I'm bringing out the fat suit, and I'll be in the club every night.
The clip went viral in seconds. Fans couldn't believe it. Harden and Morey had been inseparable since their Houston days, building MVP seasons and playoff runs together. But after months of fake trade talks and contract disputes, Harden had reached his breaking point, and he let the world know it. From that moment, there was no going back. Harden skipped team workouts, called the relationship beyond repair, and forced Philly's hand. Rumors exploded: Knicks, Heat, Lakers. But on October 31st, 2023, the league got its answer. James Harden was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers in a blockbuster deal, joining Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. Harden was suddenly part of a super team built for one thing: a championship. Clippers fans were ecstatic, Sixers fans felt betrayed, and NBA insiders debated endlessly about who won the trade. For Harden, this was more than a fresh start, it was a statement. He wanted power, he wanted freedom, and he got both. But here's the truth. With Harden, drama follows. If this Clippers experiment fails, the whispers will return. One thing's guaranteed: the Beard always finds the spotlight.
I never predetermine a move. I never come down and say, I'm going to cross over right to left now. I think everybody thinks the NBA is just all athletic or all being able to shoot. No, you still need those fundamentals for a shot. Might be behind the back, in and out, hezzy. For your hour or 2 hours or however long you want to do it, and don't just sit in the gym wasting your time.
Kevin Durant from Brooklyn to Phoenix. Kevin Durant isn't just a superstar, he's a walking earthquake for any franchise he joins. On June 30th, 2022, KD shocked the NBA by officially requesting a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. A 2-time Finals MVP, 4-time scoring champ, and one of the most unguardable players ever, when Durant wants out, the entire league freezes. For weeks, rumors swirled: Celtics, Heat, Raptors, but nothing happened. Brooklyn tried to hold on, but by February 9th, 2023, they caved. KD was dealt to the Phoenix Suns in a blockbuster trade, joining Devin Booker and Chris Paul to form one of the scariest big threes the NBA had seen in years. Suns fans lost their minds. Overnight, Phoenix went from contenders to potential champions. KD made his debut and instantly looked like KD again. Smooth jumper, effortless scoring, unstoppable in isolation. But there's one thing about Durant's story: the drama never stops. By mid-2025, ESPN insiders started whispering again: if the Suns stumble early, Would Phoenix flip KD for a fresh rebuild? Would Durant chase one last ring somewhere else? Warriors reunion memes flooded social media, and Knicks rumors popped up again. Anthony Davis trade request. It all started on January 28, 2019. Anthony Davis, the face of the New Orleans Pelicans, dropped the bombshell. He wanted out. No cryptic tweets, no vague interviews, just a direct trade request, and the NBA world went insane. The league immediately fined him $50,000 for publicly demanding a move, but that didn't stop the chaos. Rumors spread like wildfire. The Lakers, Celtics, Knicks, and even the Bucks lined up. Phones buzzing nonstop. LeBron James openly campaigned to bring Davis to Los Angeles, while Pelican fans begged their franchise player to stay. Then came the standoff. The Pelicans refused to move him at the trade deadline, forcing Davis to finish the season in awkward limbo. Every game was tense, every possession scrutinized. Fans booed him at home, and the media circus never stopped. Finally, on July 6, 2019, the blockbuster trade went through. Anthony Davis was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. The price? A massive package. Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and multiple first-round picks. Lakers fans celebrated like they just won the lottery, and honestly, they kind of had. The result was instant. In 2020, Davis and LeBron led the Lakers to an NBA championship. Kawhi Leonard revenge. The San Antonio Spurs built their dynasty on loyalty, patience, and trust. But in 2018, everything fell apart, and at the center of it was the soft-spoken, straight-faced superstar, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi was supposed to be the heir to Tim Duncan, the guy to carry San Antonio into the next era. Finals MVP, two-way dominance, the perfect Spur. But after a quad injury in the 2017 season, tension exploded between Kawhi and the team. The Spurs doctors cleared him to play. Kawhi's camp disagreed. Trust shattered overnight. Then came the rumors. Was he faking the injury? Was he forcing his way out? Spurs fans were stunned, teammates confused, and the media couldn't get a straight answer from Kawhi because, well, he never talks. But the summer of 2018, the drama reached its peak. Kawhi had one request: get me out of San Antonio. On July 18, 2018, the Spurs pulled the trigger, trading him to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for DeMar DeRozan. Fans called it a gamble. Kawhi was on an expiring deal. Toronto had 1 year to make it work, and then Kawhi delivered one of the coldest revenge seasons in NBA history. He led Toronto to 57 wins, dropped unforgettable playoff performances, and hit the legendary buzzer beater over Philadelphia, a shot that bounced 4 times and echoed through the league. A year later, the Raptors were champions. Kawhi Leonard had spoken without saying a word. Never doubt the quiet assassin. Kyrie Irving trade to Dallas. Back in 2017, the Cleveland Cavaliers were coming off 3 straight finals runs, powered by LeBron James and his young superstar sidekick Kyrie Irving. Together, they delivered the city's first NBA title in 2016 with that unforgettable Game 7 dagger over Stephen Curry. To Cavs fans, this duo felt untouchable. Then Kyrie dropped the bombshell. He wanted out. No leaks, no soft landing, just a straight-up trade request. Reports said he was tired of living in LeBron's shadow, wanting his own team. Cleveland was stunned. Fans felt betrayed, and within weeks, the unthinkable happened. Kyrie was traded to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Ante Zizic, and a coveted first-round pick. Boston celebrated like they'd just stolen a gem, but the fairy tale didn't last. Injuries piled up, locker room tension boiled, and after just 2 seasons, Kyrie walked away, joining the Brooklyn Nets in 2019 to team up with Kevin Durant. Fast forward to February 2023, chaos again. Kyrie requested another trade, this time from Brooklyn. Days later, he landed with the Dallas Mavericks, pairing up with Luka Doncic. On paper, it looked unstoppable. On the court, a roller coaster. Offensive fireworks one night, chemistry issues the next. Ben Simmons refused to play for the 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers drafted Ben Simmons, number 1 overall in 2016, believing he'd be their next franchise cornerstone. At first it worked. Simmons became a multi-time All-Star, a Defensive Player of the Year runner-up, and the engine behind Philly's playoff pushes. But everything changed during the 2021 Eastern Conference semifinals. Game 7, Hawks vs. Sixers. Simmons drove to the basket, had a wide-open dunk, and passed it up. Philly fans watched in shock. The Sixers lost, and the city turned on him overnight. Then came the offseason and the meltdowns. Simmons refused to report to training camp, skipped media day, and ignored team workouts. Reports leaked that his relationship with Joel Embiid and coach Doc Rivers was beyond repair. The Sixers fined him over $1.3 million for missed practices and games, but Simmons wouldn't budge. The standoff finally ended on February 10, 2022, when Philly traded Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks to the Brooklyn Nets for James Harden. Philly celebrated like they'd won the lottery. Nets fans, they hoped Simmons could revive his career alongside Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but things didn't go as planned. Injuries, mental health concerns, and inconsistent performances plagued Simmons' time in Brooklyn, leaving fans frustrated and media critics relentless. Zion Williamson trade from Pelicans. When the New Orleans Pelicans drafted Zion Williamson #1 overall in 2019, he was supposed to be the franchise savior, the next unstoppable force of the NBA. Explosive dunks, 280 pounds of raw power, and highlights every night. But by 2023, the narrative had shifted. In the weeks leading up to the 2023 NBA draft, reports surfaced that the Pelicans were open to trading Zion. Why? They reportedly wanted to move up in the draft to select Scoot Henderson, a generational point guard prospect. The rumor came from multiple credible sources, and the NBA world went into chaos. Fans couldn't believe it. How could New Orleans even consider giving up on Zion so soon? At just 23, he was still an all-star talent, but injuries, conditioning issues, and off-court controversies had left the franchise frustrated. For weeks, the speculation ran wild. Would Portland swap the #3 pick for Zion? Would Charlotte package the #2 pick and future assets to land him? Was this the moment a blockbuster trade would reshape the entire league? In the end, nothing happened. Zion stayed in New Orleans, Scoot went to Portland, and the Pelicans doubled down on their young star, but the whispers never stopped. Paul George trade to the Clippers. In 2017, Paul George was the face of the Indiana Pacers, an All-NBA forward, two-way star, and the guy who carried them through battles with LeBron's Miami Heat. Pacers fans believed he was their future. Then came the bombshell. PG-13 wanted out. George privately told the Pacers he wouldn't re-sign after his contract ended, forcing the franchise to act fast. On July 6, 2017, Indiana traded him to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis. At first, OKC fans went crazy. Pairing Paul George with Russell Westbrook looked like a genius move. But just 2 years later, everything flipped again. After 2 early playoff exits, George shocked the league a second time, this time requesting a trade to the LA Clippers to team up with Kawhi Leonard. On July 10, 2019, the Thunder sent George to LA in a blockbuster deal that cost the Clippers Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, and a mountain of draft picks, 5 first-rounders plus 2 pick swaps. It was one of the largest trade packages in NBA history. The Clippers immediately became title favorites, but so far, the results have been mixed. Injuries, chemistry issues, and playoff collapses have left fans questioning whether the gamble was worth the price. Paul George's back-to-back trades showed how one player's decision can reshape 3 franchises overnight. Indiana started a rebuild, OKC stockpiled picks, and the Clippers went all in. Sometimes chasing a championship means betting everything and hoping the window doesn't slam shut. Dwight Howard joins the Lakers. Back in 2011, Dwight Howard was on top of the world, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, perennial All-Star, and the face of the Orlando Magic. He led them to the 2009 NBA Finals and looked like the league's next great center. But by 2012, everything unraveled and fans called it the Dwightmare. It started when Dwight requested a trade, citing frustration with Orlando's front office and lack of championship help. One day, reports said he wanted to leave. The next, he'd say he was committed. Then came rumors of him wanting Coach Stan Van Gundy fired. That infamous press conference, Van Gundy sipping his Diet Coke while Dwight awkwardly hugged him became an instant NBA meme. After months of chaos, it finally ended on August 10, 2012, in a 14 blockbuster trade. Dwight Howard was sent to the Los Angeles Lakers, joining Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, and newly acquired Steve Nash. On paper, it was a super team, destined for a title. But reality hit fast. Chemistry issues, injuries, and clashing egos derailed everything. Dwight struggled under Kobe's intense leadership style. Nash went down hurt, and the Lakers limped to a disappointing season, getting swept in the first round. By the next summer, Dwight walked away, signing with the Houston Rockets, leaving Lakers fans furious. Carmelo Anthony's trade to the Knicks. By 2010, Carmelo Anthony was one of the league's brightest stars, an elite scorer, multiple-time All-Star, and the face of the Denver Nuggets. But Melo had his eyes on a bigger stage, and whispers started spreading. He wanted New York. For months, the Melo drama dominated NBA headlines. Every game, every interview, every tweet, it all came back to one question. Would the Nuggets trade their franchise player or risk losing him for nothing in free agency? The tension built until February 22, 2011, when the blockbuster finally dropped. Carmelo Anthony was traded to the New York Knicks. The deal was massive. The Knicks sent Danilo Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, Raymond Felton, Timofey Mozgov, and multiple draft picks to Denver in exchange for Melo and Chauncey Billups. Madison Square Garden exploded with excitement. Knicks fans believed their savior had finally arrived. At first, Melo delivered, putting up big numbers and leading the Knicks to their first playoff appearance in years. But the dream didn't last. Injuries, chemistry issues, and constant coaching changes plagued the team, and Melo never managed to push New York deep into the postseason. By 2017, after years of frustration, Melo was traded again, this time to the Oklahoma City Thunder to join Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Knicks fans were heartbroken, but the experiment in OKC didn't last either. Kobe Bryant almost left the Lakers. By 2007, Kobe Bryant was already a three-time NBA champion in the face of the Los Angeles Lakers, but behind the scenes, frustration was boiling. Since Shaquille O'Neal's departure in 2004, the Lakers had fallen from dynasty status to mediocrity. Kobe was putting up historic numbers, winning scoring titles, carrying rosters filled with role players, but postseason success? Nowhere to be found. Then came the bombshell. On May 30th, 2007, Kobe went on a radio interview and dropped 8 words that shook the league. "I'd like to be traded, please." Lakers fans were stunned. Sports talk shows went nuclear. Trade rumors exploded overnight. Chicago, Dallas, Phoenix, even the Clippers were mentioned as possible destinations. For a brief moment, it felt like the unthinkable was happening. Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba himself, could leave the Lakers? But Lakers owner Jerry Buss and GM Mitch Kupchak refused to panic. They convinced Kobe to stay and promised they'd rebuild fast. They delivered. In 2008, the Lakers acquired Pau Gasol, giving Kobe the co-star he desperately needed. The result? Back-to-back championships in 2009 and 2010, with Kobe winning Finals MVP both times and cementing his legacy as one of the greatest ever. Lauri Markkanen trade buzz. When the Utah Jazz traded Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert in 2022, most fans thought they were heading into a full rebuild. Enter Lauri Markkanen, and everything changed. Acquired from Cleveland in the Mitchell deal, Markkanen transformed almost overnight. In the 2022-2023 season, he exploded into an all-star, averaging 25.6 points, 8.6 rebounds, and shooting lights out from deep. Utah thought they landed a solid piece. Instead, they accidentally discovered a franchise cornerstone. But here's the twist: by 2024, the trade rumors started. ESPN insiders reported that multiple contenders, including the Golden State Warriors, were aggressively calling Utah about Markkanen's availability. And the Jazz? They listened, but only at the right price. Why the frenzy? Because Markkanen is the perfect modern forward, 7 feet tall, elite shooting, versatile defense, and just entering his prime at 27 years old. Plug him into a contender, and he's an instant difference maker. By 2025 preseason, the whispers got louder. The Warriors reportedly dangled multiple first-round picks, younger assets, and potential swaps to pair Markkanen with Stephen Curry in one final championship push. Other teams like the Knicks, Heat, and Kings are circling too. For now, Utah insists they want to build around him, but in today's NBA, everyone has a price. Marketing might be a Jazz star today, but one blockbuster call could change that overnight. O.J. Mayo kicked out of the NBA. When the Minnesota Timberwolves drafted O.J. Mayo 3rd overall in the 2008 NBA draft, he was hyped as the next big thing. Smooth jumper, elite scoring, NBA-ready body. Analysts called him a future all-star. But within just 8 years, Mayo's promising career came crashing down in one of the league's most shocking scandals. On July 1st, 2016, the NBA announced that Mayo had been dismissed and disqualified from the league for violating its anti-drug policy. The punishment was unprecedented, a 2-year ban with the possibility of applying for reinstatement afterward. But the damage was done. Fans were stunned, teams distanced themselves, and a once bright career suddenly went dark. This wasn't Mayo's first brush with trouble either. Earlier in his career, he faced suspension for violating league rules, but this was different. This ended his NBA future overnight. At just 28 years old, Mayo was gone from the league. He later played overseas, trying to rebuild his image and his game, but the NBA door remained closed. The most heartbreaking part? Mayo had talent. He averaged 18.5 points per game as a rookie and looked destined for stardom. But inconsistent play, injuries, and off-court issues piled up until one decision sealed his fate forever. Tyreke Evans from Rookie of the Year to NBA ban. Back in 2009, the Sacramento Kings drafted Tyreke Evans with the number 4 overall pick, and he looked like the next superstar guard. In his rookie season, Evans averaged 20.1 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.8 assists, joining LeBron James, Oscar Robertson, and Michael Jordan as the only rookies in NBA history to post a 25-5 season. He was crowned Rookie of the Year in 2010 and looked destined for stardom. But less than a decade later, everything fell apart. On May 17, 2019, the NBA announced that Tyreke Evans had been dismissed and disqualified from the league for violating its anti-drug policy. Just like O.J. Mayo, Evans faced a 2-year ban and his promising career came to an abrupt stop. Fans were stunned. Analysts called it one of the most shocking falls from grace of the decade. At just 29 years old, Evans' NBA journey was over, at least for the moment. After years away from the league, Evans applied for reinstatement and was officially cleared by the NBA on February 14, 2022. Teams showed some interest, and Evans worked tirelessly to get back into shape, but the comeback road was brutal. Despite being reinstated, he hasn't found a stable roster spot since. That's the thing about the NBA. The drama never ends. Today's rumors can become tomorrow's headline, and one trade can flip the entire league upside down. Superstars change teams, dynasties rise and fall, and fans are left trying to keep up with the chaos. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next video.